Word of warning for those of you looking to take advantage of Disney's recent SoCal resident discount ticket. It's a great offer, one of the best you're going to find all year, but you need to get those reservations soon. So, here's the deal from Disney. Right now, as a SoCal resident, you can buy a 3-day ticket for as little as $67 per day. And that's for the adult ticket. Kids, ages 3 to 9, can get a 3-day ticket for as little as $50 per day. I like how they do that. They make it look like you're buying a ticket for $50. It's actually a $150 ticket or a, $199 ticket for the adult ticket. 3 days, $199. That's the actual price. 3 days for $199. That's the actual price of the ticket. And that's for a solid 5 months. You've got 5 months to take advantage of this offer. That's right up until the very start of Disneyland's 70th anniversary celebration, which starts May 16th. It's a great deal for local residents, and we will see the results of this deal in the park. Something we already saw last year. They did a discount ticket similar to this last year, and we saw some of the busiest times in the park during a period of time at Disneyland when it shouldn't be busy. It was bonkers. February, March, it was completely it was incredible how busy it was, all because of this ticket offer, and they're doing it again this year. Even better, this is for multi-day ticket sales where the reservation calendar is almost always completely wide open, as opposed to, let's say, for Magic Keys, where the reservation calendar is never completely wide open and is almost always the subject of anxiety and desperation. And this is where I need to give everyone a heads up. This is the warning. This is where single-day ticket guests and multi-day ticket guests, in this case, get a taste of what it's like to be a Magic Key holder trying to make reservations. Disney treats Magic Key holders differently than they treat single-day and multi-day ticket holders. This has been well documented and plain for everybody to see. There's no mistaking it. And as it turns out, Disney also treats those local residents who are trying to buy a SoCal discount ticket, they treat them differently than single and multi-day ticket holders who are going to eventually pay the full price for a ticket. Now, this isn't as obvious as it is the disparity between single-day ticket holders and Magic Key holders. Not quite as obvious, especially if you're just going into the website. You want to take advantage of the offer. You go to the website, you click the button that says 3-day discount ticket for SoCal residents, and you start looking at the calendar, you pick your dates, and you're out of here. Not quite as obvious as that. The only way you can notice this is if you compare the single or the multi-day ticket calendar for full-paying guests, and you compare that to the multi-day ticket calendar for those guests who are buying a SoCal discount ticket. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go buy a multi-day ticket, a 3-day ticket in February, and this could be for, this is the full price ticket. This will be for any guest, it could be for a SoCal resident or for somebody coming in out of town. We are on the Disneyland website. $103 to $206 per day. We're going to buy a 3-day ticket for one adult, one park per day. And there's your calendar. This is, as I record this on a what is today? We're recording this on a Friday evening. So tomorrow's sold out, so we can't get that one. By the way, this is an active deal. This you can do this right now. You can buy this ticket right now. It goes from January 1st, or did, all the way through May 15th. Here's the calendar. Now look it's completely wide open except for those, the 3rd and the 4th, which actually that's today and tomorrow. But you can buy a ticket for Sunday, albeit a DCA start, which is abnormal. But the rest of the calendar is completely wide open, January and February. Easy enough, right? That's pretty plain to see, but let's go back. We'll leave this. By the way, that would normally be $415. So the savings is real. Savings is real. We're going to switch to the $67 per day SoCal resident ticket. We'll choose the adult, although there's, you can also buy a kid's ticket for $50 per day. And one park per day. And we'll continue. And now look at that. There's the same, well, that's weird. I could buy a ticket today. where it was sold out, for a regular guest, I could buy that ticket today right now, which I guess they're trying to get you to spend that extra day there. Saturday's booked, obviously the same. Now, here on the 5th, it's completely sold out. Where it was a DCA start was available on the other ticket. The 6th is a DCA start only. That's not even the big deal. But let's start looking into February. This is what I'm talking about. This is the warning. If I want to go on February 8th and the 15th are already sold out. February 1st, the 14th, and the 22nd, and the 17th, those are all DCA starts only. That means two things. First, obviously, you can't rope drop Disneyland with that ticket. And second, it means that they're on the verge of selling out. That means they're getting close to selling out. Those will eventually be slash-throughs, is my guess. Now, the first observation we'll make here is that that's different. The second is why. Well, we'll get into that. But, I mean, obviously the reason is that they want to sell the full-price ticket. They don't want to sell the discounted ticket. It's an offer. It's there. You can. But it's going to be a little bit harder to do that. But what is it about those days that are creating this sellout situation? Well, if we pull up, you guys remember this thing? This is the tier calendar. We came up with this, or Scott Gustin actually came up with this on Twitter to sort of give you a visual clue. Disney has a tier system, tier 0 through 6. Tier 0 is the cheapest $100 ticket. Tier 6 is the most expensive $206 ticket. Tier 0 are the green days. Tier 6 are the orange days on this calendar. And then there's a color key there. It'll tell you, how things move up and down that scale. Take a look at February, and those exact dates that are sold out in February. The 8th and the 15th just so happen to be orange days. And then the days that are bordering on selling out are pink. The 1st and the 5th, the 22nd, those are tier 5. So those 4 days are the most, per Disney, the most in-demand days that they have available. They are the days that they feel like people want to get the most, and they are able to charge the most, and they want to charge the most. Keep in mind, on a single day ticket, that day would go for $206. On this SoCal resident ticket, that ticket's going to go for $67. They're losing $140 every time they sell one of these tickets for that day. So the message is clear here. Disney is doing some shenanigans with the buckets. Not everything is created equal. Not all buckets, not all reservation buckets are equal. And this is the very crux of the problem that I personally have with the reservation system, is that it's not very transparent. You have to do a little sleuthing to kind of suss out what they're trying to do. But even if we gloss over that and say, you know what, that makes sense. That's good business. Why would they want to sell that? Why would they want to go through all that? Which is fair. I guess I could listen to that argument. That's not really the point. The lesson here is that if you do want to take advantage of that SoCal discount ticket, you might want to start thinking about making those reservations sooner rather than later. In fact, as we just saw, if you want to go in February, it might already be too late if you want to go on those 4 specific dates that are selling out right now. And those dates that you want to watch out for are obviously Tier 5 and Tier 6. Tier 5 pink, Tier 6 orange. The higher the tier, the smaller the bucket, the more likely it is, the sooner it will be to sell out. In fact, let's go look back at that calendar again real quick. Let's bump that forward 1 month. Looking at March now, that's looking a lot better. But still, the 8th and the 15th are DCA starts only. My guess is right there, let's see, that's March. 8th and the 15th are, that's a purple date. That's Tier 4 and Tier 5, but the 22nd is still available. And then let's go further even once more into April, and it's completely wide open. So what I'm showing you here, what this means is that it looks peaceful. It looks, this is how the single day ticket calendar, I should say, or the multi-day ticket calendar looks most of the time. It looks like no problem at all. It's gonna you feel like the dates are always going to be there, but I promise you, eventually, as you get closer to March and as you get closer to April, those days are going to start looking like the 8th and the 15th, where it's a DCA start only, and it's starting to get a little thin, and then those dates will get slashed out pretty soon. Those pink dates in April and those first 2 weeks in May, which, by the way, I don't have a color-coded calendar for that, because we borrowed that calendar, as I mentioned, from Scott Gustin on Twitter. You should follow him, by the way. He's a very, very good follow. But this is something he did a while back, so we don't have a color-coded calendar for any date after May. Now, I should add that while we're talking about the difficulty of making reservations, the potential difficulty for making reservations about those dates, those tier 5 and tier 6 dates, the tier system doesn't actually exist for multi-day tickets. Multi-day tickets are the same price no matter what date you choose. You pay the same price for every date you book, be that tier 5, tier 6, tier 0. In this case, it'll be $67 per day. But aside from that, the scarcity thing that we're talking about, the effect of the tiered, which tier dates are going to be the ones that's selling out, that's all happening behind the scenes. That's Disney manipulating the reservation buckets to make sure that they have plenty of inventory available for those guests who are going to pay $190 or $206 for that day. Those guests coming in out of town or people who just aren't paying attention, which, by the way, is Disney's favorite guest, the guest coming in from out of town and the guest who isn't paying any attention. So that's the warning. If you're a SoCal resident and you are certain that you are going to be going to Disneyland during that time of year in March or April, the early part of May, the first 2 weeks of May, if you're positive you're going, then it would be in your best interest to go ahead and book those dates now, to take advantage of that ticket offer now, to make sure that you lock in those dates, that the orange dates and the pink dates, and maybe even those dark purple dates as well. Save that $200, guys. Please do save that $200. But I will also add that if you catch this late, if it's too late for you, if you're trying to get those February dates, for example, or you're only becoming aware of the situation and you miss your opportunity, those dates will still be available if you go through the regular means and you pay the full price for that stretch. I mean, there is a discount for multi-day tickets, so you are still getting a discount, just not as good a discount as you could get with a SoCal resident ticket. But you could still book a 3-day, multi-day ticket and take advantage of that discount going through just the regular process, and those dates will be there. I'm 99% sure that a date that's sold out today for the SoCal ticket will not be sold out for the average, the regular full price paying guest. And for what it's worth, I have also noticed, I've observed in the past, I'm always looking at calendars and comparing to see, if everything is fully transparent or if there's, some shenanigans going on. I have observed shenanigans. And by the way, I'm not even sure if that's the right word. Anyway, I have observed in the past that if you go in and you're looking for just a ticket for Disneyland, let's say, you want to go to Disneyland and you go buy your ticket for one park and it's sold out, go check the park hopper. And it is very often the case that a park hopper will be available for sale, and that's even a park hopper with a Disneyland start. It is often the case a park hopper will be available for $290,000 or whatever it is, where a single day ticket was not sold or was not available, or you can get a park hopper with a DCA start and then hop over to Disneyland at 11 a.m. And finally, if you find this whole conversation to your liking with respect to the opportunity to buy a ticket for $67 and go on a tier 6 day for $67, my goodness, that sounds amazing. If you find that to be to your liking, please do consider using our travel affiliate GetAwayToday. There's a link in the description. You can just buy regular tickets. You don't have to plan a whole vacation, which you can if you want, but you can just buy regular tickets from them, and you help support GetAwayToday, which is a great company. They're a family-owned business, and they love Disneyland, and you help them, they help us, and all that. It's a great relationship that we have with them, and they will be happy to sell you those tickets and help you with whatever arrangements you might also need for that. They are the best in the business, in my opinion. We love them, and they love us. Give GetAwayToday a try. And then be reminded that this offer does go up to May 15th. That's the day before the 70th starts. Man, the 70th anniversary is starting on May 16th. And this is going to take us all the way up to that, and then they're going to start selling the heck out of full price tickets, I'm sure, at that point. The 60th was amazing, and for that reason, I've been really looking forward to the 70th. I'm hoping that they do something terrific. I don't think it's going to be as good. We did a whole video on this channel about that before. I don't think it's going to be as good as the 60th, but I will say that I am really excited about Paint the Night. In fact, that's an understatement. I don't think that I've ever been more excited for anything in my entire life than the return of Paint the Night to Main Street Disneyland, the single greatest experience you might ever have at a Disney park. And I am not being hyperbolic here. I am not exaggerating when I say that Paint the Night is the single best entertainment that the Disney company has ever come up with. And I absolutely love Paint the Night. It is worth the price of admission, in my opinion, to see that show. And it's going to be going twice nightly, if I understand. Well, was it going twice nightly before? I'm hoping it goes twice nightly. And that'll be happening starting May 16th. Now, maybe that has encouraged you to stimulate you to go buy a ticket. Go contact Getaway today. There's that, and I'm also very excited about the Walt Disney animatronic coming to the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln Theater on Main Street. I've been thinking about this it'll be a year and a half. Almost 2 years, actually, to that matter, that I've been thinking about this now. By the time it gets here in May, it'll be, man, I can't wait. So we'll be covering that in full, obviously, across all of our channels. On our main channel, Fresh Baked, of course, we're going to vlog the opening day. We're going to be doing reviews and other coverage here on this channel, Fresh Baked Presents. And then on our other channel, Tours Departing Daily, where we do acoustic. We're going to cover the whole park again for the 70th, but without all the commentary and the jibber jabber, and just you, me, and the camera. That's Tours Departing Daily. There's links to all three of those, or all of that, everything that I'm talking about. There's a link in the description, so check that out. And that's it. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Until next time, if you like this show and want to show your support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/freshbaked, and then follow us on Instagram at _freshbaked. On Twitter at FreshBakedDisney, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at FreshBakedDisney. Otherwise, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh Baked.